We cannot sit by silently when our own elected officials make such statements. Challenge them, tweet at them, write to them. And if there's alternative candidates in the next election, the least we can do is to make this one of the key issues that we judge the validity of a candidate by. What is a person's stance on Palestine? What is a person's stance on Israel? That should be one of the key issues that we look at every time somebody runs for public office. Also, as I have said before, no matter how painful it is, but we also have traitors in our midst who are clearly and vocally allying with the wrong side or cuddling up with entities that themselves have wrong agendas. We have to monitor them and make sure we do not forget that in this time of crises, these people, some of whom even have some knowledge, they were on the wrong side of history. As well, brothers and sisters, one of the most difficult things to say, there are some people that are misguided in their understanding of Islam, and unfortunately, they make this issue nothing to do with the apartheid regime, and they blame the Muslims, or they blame other entities, or they blame a political group in Palestine, and they say the fault is all theirs. Forget those other issues. Right now, we have an aggressor, and we have those upon whom aggression is done. Right now, we have a zalim, and we have a mazloom. Anybody who ignores the zalim, anybody who ignores this Zionist apartheid entity, and concentrates on maybe some mistakes were made, or maybe other issues have to be done, but now is not the time. We have a clear enemy, aduwwun mubin, and for anybody to ignore that enemy and to instead say it's your fault or your fault or your fault, then this is an internal enemy. We will discuss our differences later on. No doubt there are different understandings of Islam, but right now the ummah has to unite under the banner of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Anybody who wants to divide the ummah now, anybody who's going to point fingers within the ummah, even as the bombs are dropping and you ignore them, this is a person who, the least that we can say about him, lacks complete wisdom and hikmah and does not understand the reality of Islam. And I say this because I know some of them are sincere and some of them genuinely believe this is their version of Islam, but they are misguided and mistaken, even if Allah forgives them on the Day of Judgment. And we need to call out this backwardness of trying to find fault with other Muslims and other understandings and ignoring the bigger enemy in the room. There's a time and a place to talk about internal issues. Right now, when people are dying and children are being buried and bombs are falling on our heads, now is not the time to divide and disunite. Also, brothers and sisters, there are charities that alhamdulillah are doing positive deeds in Palestine and Gaza. There are hospitals that we can help. There are other things that can be done. Find out any registered charity that we're allowed to give to and help. And also, find out about the BDS movement. The BDS movement is an economic pressure that the Muslims can put